Hi everyone, I wanted to give you a quick video to give you an overview on Google and Gmail and how to use it at the new Waco ISD platform. I will go over it in training, of course, but if you have any other follow-up questions or if it's something that you need to see again, this video will probably help you out. First thing for many of you, when you go to Google, you're going to see, your main screen right here. And if you hover over what may be your picture or what may just be a colored circle with your first initial in it, it'll tell you which Google account you're logged into. So I'm logged into my Waco ISD account. It's right here. If you're not logged into your Waco ISD account, you can click it and switch, or you can always add your Waco ISD account. It's your Active Directory login. If you are ever getting the message that you do not have permission to access something, and you press that request permissions button, it's because you're logged into your personal Gmail and not your Waco ISD. So I get this alert that says permission requested, and I email you back and I say, hey, it's something you don't have permission, you're just logged into the wrong account. So if you click here, you can toggle between your accounts pretty easily. So in the past, when you were in your Waco ISD Google account, you did not have the Gmail button, but now you do, because that's where all of our mail goes. Additionally, if you're on any Google platform service, you can click this, which we call the waffle, and it will give you access to kind of everything at a glance. So Drives, Docs, Gmail, anything you need up here. So I'm going to go ahead and press Gmail, and it's going to take me to my inbox. And as you can see, you've got a Gmail inbox. It's a singular inbox versus the first class inbox, which had your personal inbox and then also the schoolhouse, and they were separated into two different things. And now everything goes directly to your personal inbox. Some of you have reached out and told me that that feels a little bit spammy, and you kind of want to know how to separate that out or give yourself a way to look at a glance to see what's for you and what's for the schoolhouse. Another question I did get today is if I delete an email that's on the schoolhouse, so for example, if I click this one and say that I want to delete it, am I deleting it for everybody? No, you're not. You're just basically deleting it for yourself, and so you're more than welcome to delete things that come to you from the schoolhouse. As you can see on mine, I've got labels here that say UHS Schoolhouse, which is an easy way for me to look and see what was directed to me personally versus what is going to the schoolhouse. So I may not necessarily need to look at it immediately. And if you look over here in they look like filters. They look like files, but they're technically called filters. I have a UHS Schoolhouse and it's color coded. So stuff that I have created with this label will go there. That may help you guys as well. But what I want to show you real quick is how to go ahead and create that label or filter so that you can organize things in a way that works for you. So anytime you get an email and you say, hey, I want to filter emails from this person every single time, you're going to open the email. You're going to come over here and click the more, which is the three dots. And you're going to say filter messages like these. So for me, I might say, I want anything from Kyle DeBeer to go into a folder that says communications. I want it to have a communications label. So I type in from Kyle DeBeer. You could create a filter for anything. You could say from DeBeer, you could say from Dr. Edison, from whomever you'd like. But you can put specifications right here. And then you say create filter. So what you're going to do now is you have some options. The one that we're going to do is apply the label, and then you get to choose the label. So I have some that are already created. However, I'm going to go ahead and make a new label, and I'm going to say communications, since he's the guy in charge of communications. And I'm going to say create. So now I have this communications filter. I'm going to come over here, and because I like colors, I'm going to label it a color. Kyle, you get to be green. That way, whenever in the future I'm getting emails from Kyle DeBeer, it will automatically be labeled with something like this, and it will say communications. It gives you a way to look at it on this side pretty quickly if you want to, and kind of see things at a glance. Additionally, you see how there's a 1 here, and there's a 4 here next to my TEA emails. That's because I've got 4 unread TEA emails, and I've got 1 unread schoolhouse email. So it still filters things into there for me, and it gives me an alert that I have stuff unread just like it would in my regular inbox. So Another thing I wanted to walk you guys through real quick were the settings, because there are a few that you probably want to go ahead and change. You over here, you click this little gear, click settings. And the first thing I would recommend that you do is go ahead and change your undo send to 30 seconds if you have not already. So unlike first class, Gmail does not have a unlimited unsend time. You've got a send period of anywhere between 5 and 30 seconds. I would say 30 seconds if you're like me. Sometimes you type too fast and you make grammatical errors. Gives you a chance to unsend it pretty quickly and fix it. Now, the other thing too that you can do down here, you can change your default text style, you can change your picture, you can add a signature, whatever it is that you want to do. There's also vacation responders. You can create filters here as well, and you can edit them. So if you ever decide that you want to change your filters or edit them, you can always edit them, and it takes you back to that original screen where you created that filter. So going back to settings, the other thing that I wanted to show you guys is with those labels or filters, you can create whether you want to have them show or hide. So for me, I might go ahead and press hide on my TEA emails because I get them a lot, or I might say show if unread. You can also show or hide them in message list. You can remove or edit, or whatever it is that you want to do with that. If you want to set a theme, you can pick a bunch of themes, you can pick colors, you can upload specific photos, whatever you would like. The next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about real quick was your Google Drive and the new shared drive. So I have a Drive tab open here, but again, you can always go to the waffle and select Drive. So for here, I've got a bunch of different stuff that I wanted to show you guys. Over here, you've got my drive, but you also have this new thing called my shared drives. And basically what this is kind of a collective Dropbox in a sense for you to put stuff. You guys have this university schoolhouse one. And the first thing you're going to see in there is UHS shared files. So there's this one file that is called file storage. There's not anything exceptional in there that you don't already have access to, but that's kind of where I put stuff when I want to link it. This will tell you how to work Waco ISD Gmail. And this is something that I'm working on that may be helpful for some of you. It's very similar to the Common Forms file that we used to have, but rather than have everything dumped into one spot, it is a hyperdoc that links a bunch of different stuff. So for example, if you need access to a bell schedule, you click it, bell schedule pops up, everything's in one spot. It makes it a lot easier for you to find stuff rather than having to search and guess what I titled it. If you have any suggestions about things that should go on here, please let me know. We are more than happy to add them to make y'all's life easier. So this is the in-service overview for the week. You really only need this one. However, if you wanted to go into this one, you are more than welcome to. So this has the overview, but then it's also got the specifics for the 12th and where everyone is supposed to be. One thing I want to note pretty quickly is that there was a really common error that was made last year in that shared drive or that Common Forms file that I had, is that people would go in and they would open a file and they would begin to type in it. And that resulted in a lot of people losing their work because people would put their slow into kind of the master slow. So anytime you want a copy of something for you, make sure you say make a copy, and it will create a copy. And then you say move to, and you put it in your drive, wherever you want it. Because otherwise what you're doing is everyone is going in and editing the same file, and then people edit over each other, and then stuff disappears and people are sad. So hopefully this helped you guys out with how to access stuff, some basic setup. If you have questions, you're more than welcome to reach out to me. There are quite a few people on campus that are also really competent with Google and Gmail and Drive and anything like that. But if you need help, please don't hesitate to let us know.